had a world of my own, everything would be nonsense. Nothing would be what it is, because everything would be what it isn't. And contrary-wise, what it is, it wouldn't be. And what it wouldn't be, it would. You see, everything is so confusing.
It is not.
Well, it is to me.
Why?
Well, I can't remember things as I used to, and
Hello, my excited acolytes. You are joining us on a journey of the mundane, majestic, and macabre. You are now entering the rabbit hole.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back to another episode of the Rabbit Hole. I'm your ridiculous ringleader, G, and with me, as always, is my favorite clown in the big top, Bebop.
Hello.
How's your Ferris wheel spinning today, Bubba?
Doing good. I can't complain on this Labor Day.
Oh yeah, man! I know you're ready for that football, son. You've been talking about that constantly.
Yes. Oh yeah, I can't wait. I'm a huge college football fan. I've had to watch, and I say I've had to watch. I've enjoyed watching all the games, but of course my team plays tonight, Clemson. So I'm excited to see how they fare. We've had some good games so far.
So basically, we're gonna ramble these out and watch them damn Tigers whip on somebody.
Duke.
Oh, is it Duke tonight?
They're playing the Blue Devils.
Okay. Well, now y'all know what the podcast. This is Clemson all the way. Well, if my puns haven't told you anything, we're diving down the rabbit hole to take y'all back to the childhood wonder, man. The sounds, the cheers, laughter, the colors, the lights, the smell of animal shit.
Yeah, can't forget that.
That's right, man. We're taking y'all to the circus. If you haven't been to one in real life, well, I mean, at least you've seen one on television or read a story about one.
Yeah, more than likely.
It has been in the zeitgeist pretty much since entertainment was a thing. But I want to dive in a little, because you know what? This is something that you've seen your whole life, right?
Yeah.
You've been introduced to a circus your entire life. You have any idea where that comes from? Or you just accepted it's always been there?
I do not know where it came from, but if I had to take a guess, just circus, I would say like when the city started booming, that was like a way of entertainment. Like how I do believe there's a difference in a fair and a circus.
Oh, huge difference between a fair and a circus.
But I think that was more like if I had to say a timeline, I'd say like 1920s.
1920s?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably off, but that would be my guess.
You're way off.
Okay.
But that's why we're here. Really, man, as long as there has been entertainment, there's been something like a circus. There have been gestures, there have been acrobats, there have been freak shows, there have been clowns, and I'm here to stand on look, I love the movie It. I'll watch anything that's dealing with clown circus. But like we had them a couple years ago, you walk out of a damn woods as a clown on me if you want to, cousin.
I think that was 2017 or 16.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was, yeah. I'm surprised no clowns got shot.
Oh, I saw a couple videos, kids pulling guns and shit on them. That's why you didn't see that shit happening around here.
Yeah, that's true.
But before I get into the history of this, man, what I would like to ask you,
okay,
and this is my brain wanders off to places we don't speak of half the time. And what do you think the worst job in the circus was? I mean, the worst job
or the worst act?
The worst job. Because there was more than just performers in a circus, man.
I would say either the cleanup guy, in case like if there was an accident, I can only imagine how much of a mess it would be. So, and they deal with animals, live animals. Most circuses are going to have live animals. So I would say the cleanup guy. I hate to be the cleanup guy.
Well, you're going to come to learn that the worst job in any circus, especially back in the day, was anybody different than a white person.
Really?
Yeah, Little people, it's bad.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and jump out and tell y'all ahead of this episode. I am giving you facts and history. I'm not giving you my opinion on anything yet.
Well, spit the facts, and then we'll address our thoughts.
Exactly. So what I'm going to give y'all today is a little touch into two people who have really defined what we view of as the circus now.
Okay.
And you said what, 1920s?
My guess, yeah, it was about that range.
Okay.
I was thinking like when technology started going on the upbring, transportation started becoming a thing that, okay, a circus made sense for people to kind of come and gather and see these crazy sights.
So even though the arts of the circus stretches time and countries, like there have been little bits of a circus in every bit of entertainment bound from plays and everything down like that, we give the credit to the modern day circus to Philip Astley.
Okay.
He was an ex-cavalryman from England, and in 1768, Philip and his wife Patty established the Astley Riding School in London.
In London, okay.
And this is where Philip would teach in the morning and perform equestrian tricks in the evening. So basically, he would teach people how to ride horses, but his evening gig was performing handstands, jumping through hoops, all that
Okay.
other good stuff.
Okay, so he would do tricks on horseback.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Even he started adding clowns and tightrope walkers, along with like reenacting battles,
Like medieval style?
like battles of the time and stuff like that, cavalry, jousting.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh,
Especially, I was thinking horse and battles, like those era jousting definitely makes sense. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous.
you'll realize that there was not a good health plan in the circus back then. By no means necessary.
Wait, they didn't have no Blue Cross?
No shield, no shit. I'm telling you, son, it was bad.
I'm out.
But Astley started this fire that was basically, it was called Astley's Amphitheater of Equestrian Arts.
That's a lot of A's.
Right? And you know, I'm a big fan of alliteration, my damn self. So, but this fire spread throughout Europe, building at least 19 amphitheaters and even performing for King Louis XV. Like these cats were performing for royalty at the time.
So, what I gather from that is this thing took off. I mean, this was a hit, and he had to, I guess, what did he become full time?
That's what he done the entire. Like he went from teaching to basically running this amphitheater, and an amphitheater was basically what you would imagine like an enclosed coliseum with a dirt ring around it.
Okay.
And bro, they thought about this shit so much that the diameter of the ring mattered.
Okay.
For the horse being able to pick up speed and the rider stay on and stuff like that. Dude, this is 1700s, like back in the day, and these people were doing this kind of math and figuring this shit out just for entertainment purposes. Like
now, at this time frame, and I know evidently it took off because he was doing it for like royalty. They were making money, right? I mean, they had like an admission, so to speak. Okay.
I couldn't tell you how much it was in like 17
right.
something. It probably a couple.
I'm just saying this was like a source of income.
You had, this side takes coins, this side takes chickens and shit. So it kind of balanced it out. Shit. I'm going to have to cut out this long pause, but it's all right. Fuck it. So we talked about the man who started the fire. Now I want to jump into the man that really added a shit ton of fucking gas to it, man.
Okay.
The proclaimed the greatest showman of all time, P.T. Barnum.
I want to say I've heard of that.
He had Wolverine played him in a musical.
Wolverine or Hugh Jackman?
Same difference, right? Look, all right. If y'all already know listening to this podcast, I'm gonna name shit what I want to name it. Hugh Jackman is always going to be Wolverine.
Austin Powers will always be Mike Myers.
Yeah.
I feel that. I can relate.
It's just one of them things. Or if you want to switch it up on his bad days, you can call him Dr. Evil.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
And, full circle, because, rabbit hole style, we will be talking about a mini-me in this episode.
Ah.
But, P.T. Barnum, man. Okay. This guy, and anybody who knows anything about it, he's going to have a bad opinion on him. Because Cuzzo did not do the best of things, and you're going to learn this.
So he had no moral compass?
Okay, we'll start it here.
All right.
Born in Connecticut in 1810.
Damn.
Bubba was on it early in life, man. He ran several businesses, having his hands in real estate and a statewide lottery network. He even started a weekly newspaper in 1829.
19 years old.
Yeah.
Wow. So he was a full entrepreneur. He was after the American dream.
Son, when I tell you he was on it, he was on it.
Okay.
But you want to hear something? I found this out. It was a neat little thing. That newspaper at 19 landed him in jail.
How so?
He was writing articles against elders of the church at the time. And they charged him with some kind of...
Like defamation? Or
yes.
He was kind of ruining their reputation?
Yeah.
Did that just piss him off?
Well, he ended up going into show business, trying to crack at show business at the age of 25. So,
okay.
With it from 19 to 25, I guess owning them businesses and dealing with all the bullshit kind of weighed on him. So he decided to pack up his bags, man, and he went to the Big Apple, just like everybody else who wanted their name in lights.
Yeah, at that time frame, yeah.
Dude, when I tell you that's... And look, I typed that out for the simple fact that is such a cliche to me. Like, anytime you hear about making it big, I'm going to the Big Apple. I'm going to New York City. You've seen it in movies. You've seen it in... And look, nothing against New York. Nothing against New York. I personally ain't the person to be out there.
Well, you're also considering modern day times. I'm sure back then it wasn't really the shithole it is now.
Probably not. Probably not.
I mean, it was probably something to actually be proud of.
You know what? You may be true. I don't know much about old New York.
Besides King Kong.
Yeah. All I know about New York is you need hellified insurance, because if it ain't superheroes and villains busting through your apartment, it's giant monsters like
Not another kaiju.
Nah, not another kaiju. Oh man. But this next part you're not gonna find in every movie about show business, like going to New York.
Okay. So he goes to New York at 25 years old. He packs up his stuff. What happens?
He purchased a blind and immobile enslaved woman from an acquaintance of his.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Do we know anything about this acquaintance? Not really?
Not really.
Oh, that's interesting.
He was billing her as, and if for those who don't know what billing is in show business, that is what I'm telling you, like, this is the one-armed man. This is the world's fattest lady. That's
their bill.
Yeah. What you're known for, that's your billing.
Okay.
So, like the posters, like the hand-painted posters you used to see of the freak shows and stuff, that is like a billing card. But he was billing her as the 161-year-old former nurse of none other than George Washington.
Wow.
This blind and immobile woman he was parading around, telling everyone that she was 161 years old and was the former nurse. God, y'all folks is just going to get used to that. My mouth is mushed half of the time. But the former nurse of George Washington.
Wow.
Yeah, now we starting to see why he ain't that good. But think about this: if you ain't a history buff, you wouldn't know that slavery was actually outlawed at the time in New York. But this sneaky shit, he used a loophole that allowed him to least miss. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't tell. I forgot to tell everyone the lady's name.
Oh, you got the name?
Yes.
Okay.
Her name is Julia Heth. And he leased Miss Heth for a year for $1,000. And he had to borrow 500 of that to do it.
That's a lot of money back then. I mean, that's not no small bill.
And like I said, the world's greatest showman is going to come out of this looking kind of like a dick. This little history lesson. He's going to look like a dick, but that's kind of because he was. I mean, shit. I'm just telling you what I dug up. You know what I mean?
Now, so he got the lady. He had the act as far as her being the nurse of George Washington. Was that his startup act, or did he recruit, like before, was that his only thing that he had for a while, or did he recruit other talent and then started a show with her?
He had a troupe of performers at the time, but that was like his main attraction.
Yeah, okay. I gotcha.
And like
that was his golden goose, so to speak.
He would display this woman for 10 to 12 hours a day.
Hell, I mean, what would she do?
I have no fucking clue. Like, look, folks, I ain't making fun of nobody.
She describing his toes or some shit?
No, she was immobile. She was nothing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he told the story, I guess, about her.
Damn, he had an open book. He could have said anything about her.
And like I said, he got her in. And Lord, look, folks, don't come for me when I say he got her. I'm just telling facts about the situation. But he got her in 1835. And like I said, he displayed her every day for like 10 to 12 hours until she died in February of 1936.
1936?
1836.
I was about to say.
Jesus. I was about to make her 161, wasn't I?
1935. She was a shit. She was 250 years old. Damn.
Oh, God almighty. I'm a worse liar than P.T. Barnum. Ain't that a bitch?
So she died in 1836.
1836.
So he had her for how long? About 15 years?
No, about a year.
Oh, only a year.
Only a year.
Okay. I'm trying to remember my timeline. He was born in 1810.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
gotcha.
Like I said, 1835 to 1836, that was his act.
Damn, that's rough, man.
And you feel that, right?
Yeah.
You want to hear a bigger kick in the damn teeth?
Let's hear it.
He's worse than this, man. He's worse than that. He had the lady have an autopsy and charge people 50 cents a pop.
No. To see her guts?
To see her like cut open to prove her age. She was no older than 80.
How you gonna prove her age by cutting her open?
She was no older than 80 years old.
I know. I'm just saying, like, what the hell?
I don't fucking know, man.
And people paid to see that.
And if you want it put in perspective, it's less than $20 today. Is what people paid.
Just less than 20, or like
it's 16 and some change
compared to today's money.
Yep.
Thanks, Biden.
50 cents. And he don't stop. He don't stop.
He's getting that shit before she rotted, man. He's like, come on.
Oh, man.
Check this out.
So Cuzzo does all that. Then turns around. He purchases the Scudder's American Museum in 1841. renaming it after himself, upgrading the building, and adding an ever-changing list of live action curiosities. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, so he bought a museum.
yeah, he ended
So
up
at this stage in life, he must have been pretty successful and had some money to do something like that and renovate it.
early businessman, kind of a con artist. Well, definitely a con artist.
He's definitely after the money.
I would cut
100%. At
Yeah,
the end of the day.
so, and you were talking about all the upgrades. Hell, son even had a roof that made like a fancy garden on top of it.
Like
Of the-
Carrabba's?
Like, no, it's a roof that you can like walk around this garden
Ah,
and even take hot air balloon rides.
yeah, you can't walk around Carrabba's roof.
Not it's a whole. It was what they called it, a strolling garden. But my country ass wasn't about to be up here and be like, yeah, he built a strolling garden like I
Like you
talk,
know.
yeah, like I talk like that. Everybody on here would be like, who in the hell who's doing the podcast now?
Where's G?
Oh shit. So now I've done established, Buddy was a bullshit artist. Like I've made that abundantly clear.
Yeah.
He's got two that are real famous, but they like one tickles the shit out of me, and the other one shouldn't tickle the shit out of me, but it does a little bit. So
That's because we have that sense of humor.
I'm just gonna let y'all know, man. I'm not an asshole. I just find certain shit funny that makes me seem like an asshole.
I'm just laughing.
Yeah, I'm just laughing. I don't mean nobody no harm. I'm just laughing. The first one was the Fiji mermaid.
Fiji mermaid. Let's hear it.
This was billed as a mermaid carcass preserved and found by fishermen.
Dude, he's kind of makes me think of like Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Right? Like we had P.T. Barnum's at the beach.
Yeah. Well, there's a Ripley's at Myrtle Beach.
I'm telling you, son.
Went there many times as a kid.
Oh, and
Anyways, I didn't mean to cut off your story.
They had a Fiji mermaid in this some bitch too.
Probably did. That's
But
what I was thinking.
She had a heroin addict problem and only performed twice a day.
Myrtle Beach mermaid.
The Myrtle Beach mermaid. She's got a heroin problem. I want to be where the needles are.
No.
But no, the Fiji mermaid. What do you think the Fiji mermaid was? You paid your nickel to get into P.D. Barnum's museum, right? You a happy little kid. You got your corduroy breeches on and your mailman's hat from.
Hopefully there's some funnel cake.
You're there.
Yeah.
This is a museum. It's not a. This is just a museum. Remember that.
Okay, maybe Dippin' Dots.
Maybe Dippin' Dots. 1841 Dippin' Dots.
Those things are busted. Real sugar. Pretty fucked up food, you know.
Cocaine, like.
I'm on it.
Oh shit.
Okay, so what do I expect out of this Fiji mermaid? You already told me it was a carcass.
You paid your nickel.
Uh-huh.
You holding your pappy's hand. He's got a corncob pipe. I'm setting the mood for you.
I would probably be horrified by it as a kid. If it's a carcass, it probably looked kind of dried up and withered, and you probably couldn't really tell what it was.
Do you believe it's a mermaid?
No.
What do you believe it is?
Probably half of a 14-year-old kid and the other half of a good-sized fish that would kind of size up with the hip.
Okay, so something out of a Rob Zombie movie.
Yes, something incredibly screwed up.
So, what this Fiji mermaid was top half monkey carcass,
Oh God!
bottom half fish carcass sewed together.
Just like that, like it was visible.
Yeah. Yes. People, I promise y'all, when
Did people believe it?
Hey,
Did like the public believe that was a mermaid? I mean, it's also got to factor in the times.
I would love to see the one like closed in area motherfucker that ain't never seen an automobile or nothing come out like, I paid a nickel to see a mermaid.
Alien.
That PT, he's got a damn mermaid over there.
Go see it.
Oh,
Okay. I got a question for you, and I don't know if you have the answer, but this is a question that came to my head. You talked about the lady, and when she died, he had the autopsy done. You're telling me about the Fiji mermaid. Did he have some way of preserving? I'm trying to think of like saving the odor and trying to keep it where it's actually presentable. Did he have a way of preserve? Like, were they on ice? I'm also trying to think of the times too. It ain't like they had that much technology. So how did he preserve these bodies?
I'm okay. I'm not a historian of the sorts,
Mhm.
but I have read and seen some shit. I believe it was a lot of formaldehyde and leather and all that,
So he
like
just
mummification kind of shit,
okay.
like some nasty gnarly.
Because I mean,
looking
if he
shit.
didn't do anything, you know how bad that would just reek.
Oh my god! If it was just a decaying monkey carcass, yes.
And fish,
Oh god!
you know.
Oda fishing monkey by Calvin Klein.
Imagine that commercial.
Oh my god! Everybody's faces turn up, passing out. It's just one smiling some bitch that can't smell.
Walking all like fancy like.
So, I told you the Fiji mermaid. May I tell you about General Thomas Thumb?
Please do.
Again, I laugh at what I find funny. I'm not an asshole. He was billed as an 11-year-old with dwarfism, who would sing, dance, and impersonate famous figures such as Napoleon and Hercules.
As a little person.
As a little person.
Hercules as a little person.
He would even do Napoleon.
They didn't put him up against a lion, did they?
I would
They better not.
I would have paid to at least seen the picture of it. I don't want to see it happen. The picture of it. But no, they didn't have him against the lion. They had it. He was an entertainer. He would sing. He would dance. He would perform. He done Napoleon a lot.
More of like a jester?
Really, he smoked cigars. He drank liquor, and I know what a lot of y'all are thinking, man. Why would he let an 11-year-old smoke cigars and like drink? But you really have to think about the times. You know what I
You
mean?
definitely have to keep that in perspective. So right now we're what, in 1840
Yeah,
at this point?
between 1840 like 1845 and 46.
Yeah, they weren't worried about 11-year-old smoking.
Yeah, and really, what's important, you have to remember that P.T. Barnum lied. He wasn't 11 years old. He was actually 5 and 6.
Really?
Yep.
Just like that lady was 160.
Yeah, he was actually a 5 and 6-year-old. He actually staged him getting married.
No way.
Oh my God!
At 5 and 6?
This was later on in his
Wow.
career.
Where was the parents?
He kind
Or
of
they didn't
he
really,
adopted him.
They didn't really.
He done business with the father until they died,
Okay.
and then he adopted.
And then turned him into a cash cow.
And
That's
what?
a good friend, ain't it?
Right? Oh, don't worry. When
Gave him a cigar and told him to do his thing.
y'all better not nothing better not.
How
happen.
does a 5-year-old know how to sing and know the story of Hercules and Napoleon? That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Or you really have to think about it that he really, really drilled that into that little fella.
That's true.
He could have been cracking whips and shit like that. I wouldn't put this. Some bitch has been mean. I wouldn't put it past him.
That's true.
And you want to hear something crazy about all this? This sounds like a circus freak show, right? P.T. Barnum didn't get into the actual circusing business until he was 61 years old.
So what did he consider this up until then?
This was a museum of oddities.
Okay. So kind of like a Ripley's.
A circus, a theme about the circus is you travel.
Yes.
But he took this and established P.T. Barnum's Grand Traveling Museum, Menagerie, Caravan, and Hippodrome.
God dang.
Yeah, big old name, and I'm going to tell you right now,
How'd you fit all that on the side of a car?
listen to me. It changed names 6 times, and every one of the fucking days were that long. I was not about to type all that shit out, y'all. I was not.
We get it.
It was not about to happen. But, like I said, he took that business aspect into circusing. He was one of the first people that transported their circus by railroad.
Well, see, at the times, railroad was big.
He even was the first circus owner to own his own train for the circus.
Wow.
So,
I mean, that's kind of baller to have your own train.
look, he was a horrible person, but the circus would not be what it is
Without him.
without him.
Well, he definitely, okay, I agree that he was a terrible person, but obviously he was a very devoted businessman and entrepreneur. I'm not saying I agree with his practices, but he was definitely like trying to make a buck no matter what.
Oh, like he was,
You know
was
what I mean?
yeah.
Like he would grind. He was out there in the trenches.
Why is every episode you want to make our people have like mixtapes for the summer? I don't understand.
I'm trying to make money, G.
What kind of this thug life are you living through our podcast? Oh my God. So now that you got all those happy, warm feelings, you know, with all the P.T. Barnum atrocities and the circus making you feel all happy, but always know, next time you see the circus and you get those nostalgia feelings, you can thank a cavalryman who wanted to show off his horse skills and a guy who wanted to entertain the world one lie at a time.
That's a good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it.
I've personally never been to the circus, but I've seen almost every horror movie dealing with clowns, so I'm assuming it's...
I don't think I've ever been to a circus. I've been to plenty fairs, state fairs, or whatever.
Oh God, yeah, the fair.
I've never been to like a circus, but also, which I'm a little bit older now, I could see where it's entertaining as a kid, but I wouldn't want to go see that, man.
Well, I feel the same way about the state fair.
I mean, it's whatever.
No, because I'm a big fella, and I'm not gonna get on a fucking ride
Oh, I'm not getting on the rides.
that 2 meth heads pulled from Florida and set up yesterday.
No, I'm not getting on the rides.
You have lost your fucking mind.
Sorry. Not doing it.
So tell me, B-Ball, what did you learn something about the circus today?
Oh, definitely.
Did you?
I found it very interesting.
What was your what was your takeaway from the circus today?
You know, I'm fascinated by the fact. I'm trying to think of his name. Barnum.
P.T. Barnum.
P.T. Barnum. I'm fascinated at his antics because they're bold.
Oh,
To first off get the lady, and then when she passes away, it's like I'm not done with you. Like I'm still gonna make money off of you. Like he's bold. Like that's bold. And I'm just surprised that evidently it worked. It paid off. Like the general public paid, saw it. He made his money. It worked.
like I said, they made a movie about him, and the movie, I'll guarantee you, the movie with Wolverine didn't have nothing about Miss.
Wolverine don't play no shit.
Oh, I mean,
Dude just completely lost his name.
Bruh,
Wolverine.
that I do that for a
See
lot.
him in the grocery store. Wolverine.
What do you call Matthew Lillard?
All right.
That's Shaggy, dude.
Yeah, it is.
That's Shaggy.
And also guy from 13th Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
I love that movie.
I'll even get you better. Scream 1.
Yeah.
Because that was his best line ever. I'm starting to feel woozy, man.
Somebody said Shaggy.
Yeah. He sounds like every movie he sounds like Shaggy, just doing different things.
Yeah, man.
Excuse me, folks. So, before we wrap up, I always like leaving everybody with something to get your brain spinning before we say our bye-bye. Did you know Lincoln was assassinated all because of a circus performer?
No.
Yes, sir.
You really think it was because of? Okay, let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Ye of little faith, let me walk you down the path.
I'm backing up. I'm backing up.
John Wilkes Booth's father got into a fight with a Portuguese circus performer in Liverpool, England in 1821. He injured the performer so badly, so instead of dealing with the law in England, he grabbed his wife and hauled ass to America, where the future presidential assassin was born to them in 1838.
I get what you're saying. That's interesting.
Lincoln was assassinated because of a circus performer.
Wow. That's a good tidbit.
You like that
I
one?
like that. Definitely will try to remember that. That's interesting. Which I like history like that. Like these stories that we go through, circus or different topics, whether it be circus or whatever. I mean, it's interesting.
Well, I mean that's honestly part of the reason I started this podcast, man. Everybody enjoy it. Like if it makes you laugh a little bit, you'll learn a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you're paying attention. That's all it is, man.
It's cool.
And hell, next time you're at a dinner party or something like that and you want to say something like profound and something don't nobody know about,
Don't talk about the Fiji mermaid at dinner.
oh God, no. Or no, don't talk about Thomas Thumb ever. That's just for you. If you want to point toward people towards the podcast to learn about him, that's one thing. That's just for you. That's not a public conversation. It was a 6-year-old, and he drank and smoked cigars, and played Napoleon.
He's a working man. Shit.
He was that's something. Hey,
Surprised he didn't have a family of 4.
so, oh God, when little people have babies, is it like a Russian nesting doll? Is the baby's little too?
Stop it. No. Little People, Big World. They had regular size babies. I remember watching that show. They had regular youngins
Oh, that pissed me off.
as the parent.
Oh, that would piss me off.
Really?
Oh, if I was a
Your
little person.
3-year-old's the size of you?
Oh, if I was a little person with a regular sized kid.
What about like Dill's situation?
Oh, big. Oh,
He was the size of his parents at probably 5.
and they couldn't say shit to him. Not like legitimately.
He just didn't know it.
How could? Yeah,
It's like
it was a mind thing.
It's like owning a horse.
Yeah.
Horse could fuck you up. You just don't know it. Oh, some do. Some horses do.
So I got to live my whole life worried that my kid just gonna say fuck it and pump my ass, and now he run the house. I pay
Put me
bills.
in timeout.
Yeah, what the fuck? Put me up somewhere where I can't get down.
Lock me out the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm mad as hell. Like, nah, fuck you and the horse you rode in on. All right, folks. Again, we don't mean no harm with nothing. We just, if y'all can get a tickle, y'all like it. I love it, man. But hope y'all enjoyed everything. I've been your lovely host. Bebop, you want to say bye to the people?
No. It's never goodbye. It's just see you later.
Oh God, y'all be good.